Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Dominaria draft here on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. And before I begin, I would just like to remind you that if you enjoy the draft video, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe and share the video with your friends. I really do appreciate it. Okay, doke. So on to the pack. Blackblade Reforged is looking like it's going to be my pick. This card is just makes any of your creatures absurdly huge. Even though it does cost a lot to equip, you can usually stall the game out and win with this if you build your deck around it. Knight of Malice is also quite good. Just First Strike is a really good blocking mechanic. Rona's nice if you are blue-black. Sometimes you'll even splash it. I like Academy Drake. I like Blessed Light. Bloodtail Candle's fine. But in this pack, I think it goes Blackblade Reforged for me. Then I think I would take Knight of Malice, then Blessed Light, then G2 Chronicler, then Rona. Though that's just a very quick pick order. Blackblade's definitely my pick, though, because it goes in any color combination. Okie doke. So the rare is missing from this pack, so I don't get any info on what my opponent's colors might be, though after the first pick, it's really hard to know that anyway. Blackblade can go in any color combo, though, so not really afraid of finding a color combination for it. Chainish Torment is pretty bad. Gaia's Blessing is pretty bad. Goblin Barrage is not insane. It's just pretty clunky. Like 4 mana deal 4 is not insane in this format, especially because it's not instant speed. The sack ability is not very relevant. Adventurous Impulse is not a card I want to take early. Ancient Animus is a card I'd prefer not to play. I think Aven Sentry is fine, but I don't really want to jump into white this early. Davenant Trapper is another fine white card, but I don't really want to jump into white. I don't think this card's insane. Coldwater Snapper is a card that I do like quite a bit. Having 1 or 2 in my blue decks is quite nice as a way to finish the game. Deathbloom Thalad's good value. Thalad Omnivore is pretty nice if you end up in Thalads. And then Opt is fine as well. So I think it's between... nice. I think it's between Snapper and Deathbloom Thalad. I think I'm going to take the Deathbloom Thalad here over the Omnivore and the Snapper. It just makes 2 bodies for my Blackblade Reforged, and it just helps me stall the game out. And it's overall pretty good. You can usually get clunky finishers like the Snapper a little bit later, and it doesn't really become a valuable card until you are in blue-white specifically, because then you can put on Sarah's Wings on it. Okay, now onto this pack. Champion the Flame is a bad card. I don't think you should ever play that card. Valduk is kind of nice with Blackblade because you can equip it relatively quickly. Merfolk Trickster is a good blue card. It's the only good blue card. I guess Befuddle's playable. I don't really want to go into white. Pegasus, I guess Black-White does have quite a few legends, which makes Blackblade a little bit better. I'm not connected to my Deathbloom Thalad pick though. I do like Merfolk Trickster a fair amount. I might just take the Valduk, though I don't. Pegasus Courser is also nice. I think I'm going to take the Merfolk Trickster, and just because I'd rather be in blue than these other colors, and all the cards are pretty medium power level there. There's nothing insane in that pack, and I have a color preference towards blue. I could definitely see Valduk being the pick just because of the way it combos with Blackblade. I think blue-black is a good archetype, though, so I do like it. Valduk was reasonable. Pegasus Courser is reasonable. Merfolk Trickster can just usually get some decent value. So I kind of like it. Don't love Warcry Phoenix, though I have played it before. Don't love Divest. Don't love the Goblin. The Land is probably the best card in this pack. Homered Explorer is very medium. Wow, this is a horrifyingly bad pack. I guess I'll take the Land. All these cards are pretty bad. I could take Homered Explorer just to keep cutting blue. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I don't really want to jump into white here. Now Thalad Omnivore. Nice pickup. Or we could take a Tolarian Scholar just to stick with blue. Dauntless Bodyguard's a fine white card, but not insane. Just 1 mana 2/1's not a really relevant body, so you really do have to get value out of the first ability. Lingering Phantasm's not insane. That Omnivore is quite nice in a lot of decks, though it is kind of clunky at 4 mana. I could take Scholar. I could just move into Black-Green. That's a good archetype for the Blackblade. I think I'm going to take Omnivore just because it's higher upside than the Scholar, and then I'll probably get Scholars later if I need them. Case in point, Scholar right here. I could take Aven Sentry. I could take Gilded Lotus, and maybe do something crazy. Gilded Lotus doesn't seem insane to me in this type of deck because I'm relatively low to the ground. There's a bunch of red cards. There's 5 red cards, but they're all bad, so it's not a shock that they're here. Aven Sentry's pretty decent. I think I'm just going to take the Scholar, though, as a 3-drop. White does seem to be open. I guess I'll take Aven Sentry over Lingering Phantasm and Relic Runner. Cabal Paladin's not great either. Maybe I end up in white somehow. I do like Opt. Helps you find the cards you need. Has some minor synergies with stuff. Invoke the Divines like medium. Don't think I'm playing green in this draft. Urza's Tome is decent sometimes. Keldon Raider is actually a pretty fine card if you are red, but I don't look like I'm playing red here. Power Stone Shard's not really great, unless you have like Slin Vodas. Don't think I'm playing any of these other cards, though. Urza's Tome could be a consideration, but I don't really like the card. I'll take the Power Stone Shard on the chance that I end up with a Slin Voda. Maybe I can be the Power Stone Shard drafter. I have tried that archetype, and it's reasonable. Don't think Chainer's Torment is good. Davenant Trapper, maybe if white's open. Red could be open too, but I think I'm more likely to end up in white. I could be like blue-white. And now an Invoke the Divine or a Befuddle. If I end up blue-white, yeah, I'll take the Befuddle. I know I'm playing blue, so I'll just leave my options more open. Now take Divest, Unwind. Let's see what our curve looks like. Of these colors, white is the one that I'd least like to play. I just think it doesn't have as great of stuff going on, but it seemed fairly open. Blue doesn't seem like insanely open either, but blue is just very strong, so it can support multiple drafters at a table. So far, the deck doesn't seem insane, but it could definitely improve. Definitely has good room for improvement. Okie doke. Now here, Tashar is like a good card if you have enough Historic, but I don't think I'm going to. It is good with Black Blade. I might be playing blue-white, in which case I would probably end up with some Historic spells. I think I'm just going to take Blink of an Eye, though. It's just always going to be a good card, no matter what. Merfolk Trickster is fine, but not, like, insane. I am considering this Tashar still. I only have one Historic spell. I'm just going to take Blink of an Eye. I really do like Blink of an Eye. It's just quite good. And I don't know my second color yet. Whereas I'm pretty sure I'll play blue in some capacity. Tetsuko's nice. It's a good card with Black Blade. Sentinel's not insane. Like, it's just very limited on what it can target. Academy Journey Mage, not great. I mean, it's a great card, but I think I'd rather have Tetsuko at this point. I don't really look like I'm going to have a ton of wizards. So Academy Journey Mage is great. I'm just going to take Tetsuko over Opt and Academy Journey Mage. I think having a legend for the Black Blade is nice. Now I'll take Divination over Arcanist. Surveyor. Interesting. I'm not playing green, so I'm not interested in Llanowar Elves or Spore Swarm or the Harbor or the Broken Bond. Arcanist is not insane in my deck, but I'm always happy to pick up a Divination. Skittering Surveyor, not insane in this deck. I don't really know what colors I'm playing, but I'll probably end up in 2 colors, so I'm just going to take the Divination here. Now I'll take a Windgrace Acolyte, not playing green, though there are quite a few good green cards. I like Windgrace Acolyte, though. At this point, it looks like I'm playing blue-black. Picking up a Rona would be nice. There's another Thallid Omnivore. There's another Befuddle. I don't really want more than one Befuddle ever. Arcane Flight's interesting. I'm just going to take the Thallid Omnivore, though. fairly late Shanna. Green-white decks love that card. So there's another Aven Sentry. I'm just going to take the Omnivore, though. No, I don't really need another Thallid Omnivore. Soul Salvage looks like it's going to be decent in this deck. I have a pretty high density of creatures, and I have some self-mill. I do not mind an Arcanist as well. I definitely don't want the Omnivore. I definitely between, I think, Syncopate, Soul Salvage, and Arcanist. I do like Syncopate a fair amount. I think I'm going to take the Soul Salvage, though. Just really helps me with if I'm milling myself. Now I'll take the Paladin. Sometimes you have to play it. I don't really want to play it. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now, but it's better than Rescue, I think. Now I get a Syncopate. Pretty happy to find that. If it seems like I'm like semi-forcing blue, then that's definitely true. Blue is very good in this format. My win rate has skyrocketed since I've kind of like trended towards playing blue decks. Like I don't force blue. If it's not there, I'm perfectly happy to have good other decks, but I have some pretty decent blue cards here. Divination, Trickster, Opt, Syncopate. Don't really want a Wand. Don't really need another Divest. I guess I'll take another Befuddle, though I probably won't main it. I already have a Paladin. I don't need a second one. One of the things I was thinking about recently, I was listening to Limited Resources podcast, which I highly recommend you check out if you haven't. It's a great way to improve. But there was a segment in a recent episode about being self-critical about your own mistakes, and there's definitely always room to improve in that area. And so some of the mistakes that I think I make, be sure to point out more if you have seen them. But one of the mistakes is I don't tend to play around opponents having like 2 cards very well. Ooh, Sentinel. No, I'm just going to take Opt. I don't tend to play around my opponents having 2 cards very well. Another Scholar. So like if my opponent has like 4 cards in hand, I like can think about all the single cards they could have. Don't really want Compass. I'll take the big guy. So like I'll think about what 1 card they could have, but I won't think about the second. Like if they have 2 cards, how does it work out for me? Or I won't always plan my turn out in advance as well as I could. So I sometimes end up in trouble there. Ooh, Lingering Phantasm could be good if I like mill myself and then can get some historic stuff to trigger it. So self-evaluation. So planning stuff ahead, like when my opponent could have multiple cards in hand to play around, is one of my weaknesses. Making sure I like plan out my turn so it all works out is another weakness. Sometimes I take a card that seems good rather than the card that I think is going to be better for my deck. Okay, so on to this pack. I don't think we're a replicator deck. We only have like 2 historic cards in its pack 3. We're not going to get many more. Whisper is kind of cool with like mill theme that we might have, but we're just going to take Eviscerate. We need removal spells. We might mill like wheel an Arcanist. I probably won't wheel Whisper, but I like Eviscerate here. Nabin is nice, but we don't really have any synergies. We have a couple other wizards. I think Journey Mage is nice, but we're just going to take Vicious Offering as a good removal effect. Always welcome to have those. Someplace I often find myself in this format is me and my opponents have both played out our cards. He has like 5 creatures and I have like 3, but I have like a handful of cards because I've been prioritizing like card draw spells like Divination and Soul Salvage. So I'll have like a Vicious Offering and an Eviscerate in my hand and I'll just feel like I can't lose. Okie doke. How many instants do I have? I have Opt, Syncopate, Vicious Offering. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for Precognition Field. Or I could just take another Syncopate. I'm just going to take another Syncopate. Precognition Field is incredibly slow. You only really want it in like Control Mirrors. And Syncopate's a nice card for all stages of the game. Nabin. It's an early drop. I don't really have any wizards that like trigger it other than the Merfolk Trickster. But it is kind of synergy with Black Blade, synergy with Lingering Phantasm. So I think I'm going to take it over a Deep Freeze. I'm not really impressed with Deep Freeze. So, nice to have some cheap legends for the Lingering Phantasm. I think I'm going to run the 1 copy. That's a nice little recursive thread. I still have quite a few cards in this pack. I have like 11 of them, so hopefully my deck can get a little bit better. I would like a little bit more top end. And unblockable with Tetsuko, X-Moldy Goldly. Very true. Well, I could take another Opt. I could take a Jousting Lance. I might just need Jousting Lance in this deck. Normally blue-black doesn't really want it, but I guess I have Black Blade for that role. I do have a couple removal spells in the Eviscerate and the Vicious Offering, some counter magic. I do like Opt a decent amount. It helps you just find what you need in any scenario. Jousting Lance could be what I want in this deck, though. I do have a couple of like, man, tough to say. I have like a couple dorky creatures, and this can just help me grind through stuff. Yeah, I don't really want to play more than 2 Opts anyway. I'll just take a Jousting Lance. I do have Black Blade as like a better Jousting Lance, but if I'm gonna mill stuff, I could just mill my Black Blade and then be in a bad spot. I don't really want a Arcane Flight. I guess I'll take Juggernaut. Just another historic spell to trigger my Phantasm. I could play Cabal Paladin. Don't really want Tolarian Scholar, number 3. I do have 3 3-drops. I have like 4 good 2-drops. A Vidalcan Arcanist would not be amiss here. Ooh, Weight of Memory is the perfect card for my deck. Thank you very much. Draw 3, mill myself for 3 to get Lingering Phantasms and stuff in the graveyard. There's another Solarian Scholar, but this card is perfect. I remember that first pack being really stacked for me, so I'm excited to see what comes back around. I guess there's one more pick between us and that. We have 3 self-mill cards now. Makes our Lingering Phantasm pretty good. We're going to cut the Befuddle. It's just not really what we want to be doing early. Divination is a gift. Very happy to get this. I would be very happy to get a Vidalcan Arcanist. Paladin triggers off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. No, not really enough. We have this card which cares about historic. It can be kind of annoying, especially with equipment. I would really like the Academy Journey Mage. That would be a great one to wheel. I doubt it will wheel, but it would be nice to wheel it. So I'm hoping for the Arcanist or a Journey Mage. Arcanist would be great, just because I have so many instants and sorceries. Arcanist came back, perfect. Take it over like Servant pretty easily. Arcanist is the perfect card in the deck. And Journey Mage came back, perfect. Now we have another card that works with Nabin. Don't really need a Gilded Lotus in this deck. Don't need Arcane Flight, so oh my gosh, that was such a gift. Stronghold Confessor is a nice one with our equipments. Wow, that was some good wheels. That actually like really powered up our deck. Okay. Well, we have some cuts to make. Okie doke. Group creatures separately. So we have these creatures. I think we want all of our 2-drops. We could cut 1 Tolarian Scholar, because we do have a bunch of cheap stuff to cast. We could definitely cut a Stronghold Confessor, though Stronghold Confessor is good with our equipments. He's harder to chump block with them, so we could cut a Thallid Omnivore. We could cut a Juggernaut. The Juggernaut plus Jousting Lance is pretty great. I think Journey Mage is what we want in this deck. I think Phantom is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to trigger it, and a bunch of self-mill, so that's a good payoff for self-mill. Maybe 2 Syncopates is too much. Lots of tough choices here. I do like the Soul Salvages a decent amount. Maybe I don't need them with double divination. We want mill for Soul Salvage. Might just cut our Soul Salvage package and just run like the mill that's already in our deck from the Acolyte plus the Weight of Memory. Run the Tolarian Scholar. No, we don't need Tolarian Scholar. Don't really need that. We'll run this. Cut 1 opt. Let's see how this looks. So what cards would we want to run? This one, this one, this one, this one. 5. Those are the top 5 options. So let's see. What's our weakest card in this deck? Jousting Lance seems kind of bad in this deck. We're going to cut Jousting Lance for another card. I think. There's a 4-drop. I think we only want 1 Thallid Omnivore, really. We could run this guy and this guy. So I think Tolarian Scholar is probably just better than this guy. We ended up going 2-1 Jolith Bear. Okay, so we could... Yeah, I don't really want that. Yeah, I don't really want Soul Salvage. I don't have enough creatures for it. So these are like the... I don't think we really need Soul Salvage when we don't have as many creatures. I think Juggernaut's probably better than our other options. Could see another opt being correct. I think we're going to cut a Scholar for an opt. We're going to go 9-8. $10-7 might just be correct here. Yeah, we're going to go 10-7. With double opt. So of our 4-drops, would we rather have all the decks are blue, splash blue? I had that Jund deck the other day, Jolith Bear, where I played blue, green, splash, black. Don't really want that card, maybe for super grindy matchups. These are the 3 cards I'm considering right now. Don't really need a Jousting Lance, I already have 1 equipment. Maybe I don't want Juggernaut. Having to attack could be a real downside. Could also just be a huge creature that has to be dealt with. I think Stronghold Confessor is probably my weakest card, but it's really good with Blackblade. And I don't really have a ton of creatures for the Thallid Omnivore to sack anyway. The thing about blue in this format, Jolith Bear, is it's just really powerful. There's a lot of great card draw, and we will keep this hand. Not our best start. We don't have any of our best card draw, but... Speak of the devil. Perfect. I love card draw. We're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. He's passing. This could mean, so there's not really any instance in white other than Seal Away or Gideon's Reproach. So I think I'm just going to not attack for 2, so he has to waste his mana here. Because if he like doesn't do anything on his turn, it's just really good for me. And like Gideon's Reproach is a card that he could have here, and he just wants to get to use it. So now if he like taps out, then he can't use his Gideon's Reproach as well. Traxos, okay, now we can attack with the way clear. And now Tetsuko can give our guy unblockable, which is nice. So now if he has Gideon's Reproach, he's in a bit of a pickle because he can't like cast multiple spells because he just wasted his mana. So like I think holding it up there just makes a lot of sense. So now the key thing for me to remember is that since I'm playing around Gideon's Reproach, which is a card that would make sense for him to have, I'm just gonna like play around it the rest of the game too. Okay, so he's acting as if he has a Gideon's Reproach again. But no, he's tapping. Oh, no, never mind. He is getting in there with the short sword. So like if he doesn't equip here, it just further signifies that he probably has it. Okay, so he doesn't have it. How long have I been playing Magic? For several years. Okay, I'm just going to start getting in with my Tetsuko. And tapping this card is really nice. Actually, I'm just going to tap it now. Actually, I can tap 2 creatures if I wait, so. Thank you so much, Irath, for the Twitch Prime sub. I really do appreciate it. What's up, Liam? How you doing? Opponent's in a bit of a pickle here. They attack me for 9. Untap it with a historic spell. I can tap both their guys, hit them for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could have got in for an extra 3 if I'd tapped the Traxos. Okie doke. Beginning of combat, I'm going to tap down both. I am doing excellently, Irath. I am up to 9 trophies. Okay, he goes to beginning of combat. I tap down both his guys. And this guy's really even good, better to tap because it doesn't untap unless he has a historic spell. This is the value of patience. If he has like Gideon's Approach in his hand, then I've just like outplayed the heck out of him in this game. Gonna hold up blue because in case I have draw opt. Okay, I milled this guy, which would have been good to get back. Milled Divination, Vicious Offering, Thallid Omnivore, Jesus. Lots of good cards were milled. But I now have 3 power unblockable. I get to draw a couple cards. How many trophies do I have? I think I have 9. 9 would make sense. Gaia's Protector, okay. So he's not equipping, which means he could definitely have Gideon's Reproach. Now that I have my Syncopate, I'm not as worried about that. Could I just kill him next turn? Did I play my land yet? Okay, I did. So this is a kind of tricky spot. This is where one of my areas for self-improvement is just think about everything before I start to cast stuff. Okay, so if I want to attack with Nabin and Tetsuko, put him dead next turn. I can cast Stronghold Confessor for 1 and Divination. Yeah, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to Divination first, in case I draw something that will change my mind. Definitely didn't. And I will attack with these two guys, which will prompt him to use his Gideon's Reproach, which he doesn't have. And I will just cast this guy for 1. Because it can't be blocked now. And I can hold up my Syncopate. So he didn't have a Gideon's Reproach. So he just decided not to equip the Sarah Angel. Okay, we will counter this. Boom, we didn't even have to. Okay, so knowing more about his deck, he has Sarah Angel, he has Traxos. Divest could be a good card to bring in. Maybe, probably not this guy. 3/3s definitely are a little bit worse than 4/2s, though I guess he does have that 2/3. Feral Abomination could be nice, though I do have my Eviscerate. I just have to try and save my Eviscerate, I guess. I might want 1 Divest in this matchup. He has some expensive stuff that's scary. And I'll take out an Opt for it. This is a fine hand. It's pretty slow, but we have lots of cheap cards to draw. That's the benefit of our deck. And our opponent's deck is not particularly fast. It didn't seem, at least. Lead with Island. He has an equipment. I also have an equipment. Mine's better, I think, especially because I have all the lands to equip it in my hand, pretty much. I would like to draw a spell I can cast next turn, for my next turn. Okay, he didn't draw a castable spell either. That's good for me. Drawing lands is not horrific because I have the Black Blade out, but I would still prefer to draw castable spells. If he has Gaia's Protector, I'm in a little bit of a pickle. Just a smidge. He might be wary of casting Traxos into Syncopate mana, though he didn't see Syncopate. While I do have 2 copies, I don't have one in my hand. Daring Archaeologist, okay. That was a good draw. Now I can equip my Black Blade and go to town, or start going to town. Okie doke, that is the card I was afraid of. Now that was an excellent draw, because now we can attack him for 6, then use our Merfolk Trickster to tap down whichever guy he equips with the Jousting Lance. And then we can Journey Mage next turn, bounce something, and play 2-drop or something like that. Yeah, we'll definitely tap that guy down, I guess. And this helps us swing the race into our favor. Play lands. If we bounce Archaeologist, attack him. Yeah, that seems like the best plan. Jothbear, in this very draft, I picked Blackblade, pack 1, pick 1. I think it is quite good and definitely worth picking. Okie doke. So he can make me sacrifice my Academy Journey Mage, essentially. But then he's going to have to start jumping my Tetsuko or whatever creature I put Blackblade on. Sapherd, okay. So there's an 8-10. Just going to attack with everything. Approach, okay. I'm going to play my flyer. He only has 2 cards, and one of them is the Archaeologist. So equipping this to my flyer could just be GG pretty easily. Okay, he has another block in him. This is why Blackblade is so good, because he just is in a horrible spot here. If I equipped Merfolk Trick, I'm definitely equipping and attacking. If I equip to Trickster, he has to jump and he takes 3. Yep, he just takes more damage this way. You have to have it exactly Seal Away as his last card, and I'm not going to play around that here. Because you had Gideon's Reproach. Yeah, he kills my bigger creature. Okie doke, we got there. We got there. See any change we want to make to the deck? Nope. I think we're good. Good. We have a very good game plan. We just draw a lot of cards. We have 3 card draw spells. We have a lot of cheap interactive creatures. We have opts to help us find what we need in any scenario. I mean, it's not like it tutors our deck or anything, but it's still good. Still quite acceptable. I'll play first. We will keep. We have ways to use our extra lands and a pretty decent amount of card draw, so not just going to run out the Trickster on turn 2. That's one of the things, is a lot of the 2-drops, you only really want to run them out when you're going to get value for them. Now it's a little bit more likely that we'll run it out. Yeah, we'll run it out. Because of the Academy Journey Mage, we can just get in for like 6 damage here. Oh yeah, great decision here. Perfectly rewarded. Oh man. That was an ideal draw. It's important to recognize when your deck can become the beatdown. Like, I drew this card and I was like, okay, I can maybe tempo my opponent out. Like, if he doesn't have a play this turn, then I just, like, can just keep hitting him and maybe just kill him before he even gets going or before the game begins. And even after that, I still have the fallback plan. So he's casting down my 2/3, which means he might not have anything. Okay, he has no lands. We're not going to cast our Journey Mage here. We're just going to hit him for 2. Then we're going to opt main phase, looking for like a divination or something. That Omnivore counts. That's a spell that we can cast. Opponent is looking for lands. He finds it. This is why you shouldn't be afraid when your opponent scries something to the top. Sometimes it's just something mundane. Okay, so if I attack, then I can bounce the token. That's pretty decent value. If he doesn't block, I'll just develop my Thallid Omnivore. So he hit 2 lands in a row, which was pretty unfortunate for me. But now I guess we're playing a real game. He has 5 spells in hand. So my game plan right now probably isn't to tempo him out. I'll probably just start developing my cards. Maybe cast Lingering Phantasm if I draw a land. I'll definitely cast this if I draw a land. If I don't draw a land, I'll probably cast Divination to find a land. Start going through my deck. If he doesn't have a play here, I'll play my Thallid Omnivore if I don't draw a land, just to keep up the pressure. Not that he's under a ton of pressure. If he'd missed a land drop there, he might have been under some pressure. Why didn't we mage first? Because then he just untaps, plays his Deathbloom Thallid again, guaranteed, and he gets to keep the 1/1 the next time, which will just, overall, it'll stop more than 2 damage because he'll be able to chump our 3/2 for a turn. Excavator is not a great play here for him. Okay, who's he milling? He's milling me. Okay. Okay, we will hit him for 3. I'd think you'd want to mill yourself if you have Urza's Tome in play, but what do I know? Okie doke. Definitely attacking first. And we can either go Arcanist. I think we're just going to cast our Omnivore. It's not the most efficient play of our mana, but there are definitely times where you would rather, because now we can play Arcanist pre-combat, have a creature to sacrifice to this if you play something a little bit bigger. Okie doke, Traxxas, he's milling me. Mills 2 lands. He still has yet to mill my Eviscerate. Still think you want to mill yourself here, bud, but it's like he's not going to mill me out with Diligent Excavator. I'm very happy I played this card now. It just adds a lot more pressure to him. Might even force him to chump block. If I play Lingering Phantasm here, it'll be great as well. Okie doke. Attack for 6. Play Divination. Hit my land drop. Play Arcanist. And pass. Arvad, you say? He's milling me again. Eviscerate's such a good draw. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So we can eviscerate this. Yeah, we're just going to do that main phase here. We're going to eviscerate the Traxxas. Vicious Offering that. And then attack him for 6. Like, those are probably 2 of his best cards. Then we'll put him to 1. And then we have our Lingering Phantasm for a little bit of extra value. Okay, he's jumping, which is good for me. The Thallid is lethal on his own. Juggernaut, sure. Play a flyer, it's a little bit harder to deal with. He eviscerates it. His last card's a Skin Winch, he'll have to jump with it. We'll play our Phantasm. There is some consideration when he has the Juggernaut to just not attacking for a turn. The Juggernaut has to attack us, but then he has a little bit of breathing room to use his Candle. Here he can't like Candle plus something and still live. I think he should have been milling himself instead of me. I have a Lingering. I mean, he doesn't know I have Lingering Phantasm, but I still don't think he's going to deck me, and he literally had Urza's Tome in play. Okie doke. What cards seem good here? Soul Salvage, if he's going to mill me, seems great. So I don't think he only has a Diligent Excavator, so what are the odds that he draws it again? Befuddle seems decent, but it always seems like kind of decent. The card's just like surprisingly, is like just not surprisingly, it's just a mediocre card. We're just going to run it back. I think our deck matches up well. We have a couple counter spells. Oh my gosh, this hand is absurdly good. This hand is great. We have lands. We have our Trickster to start pressuring him early. We have an Opt on turn 1. Audubon probably goes to the bottom. We just want to find lands. We're going to play our Tetsuko so he can't attack us. What you got, opponent? Sure. So he only has 4 cards in hand. This card's kind of bad. We might, I think we're just going to take it. End of turn, we can flash in Trickster and trade 2 for 2. Yeah, that's worth syncopating. That card's just kind of threatening. Now we probably will flash in Trickster to trade. Another great draw. He could have Skin Witch. Could be mildly annoying. I'd have to discard some good cards. If he plays land Skin Witch here, I'm in a bit of trouble. Omnivore is fine. We're going to hold that land. Then we'll hold up Blink of an Eye. We're trading 3 for 3. We don't really need to do anything here. The reason we're not eviscerating is because this thing's not really a huge threat to us right now. Okay, he's sacking that. Now I think we're going to Blink of an Eye this thing. Because he then has no board state. He already has so many cards, he's going to struggle to redeploy it in time. Oh, that was such a good draw. Oh my gosh. We're not going to play our land, so that if he kicks a Skin Witch, he is in trouble. Though I don't think he will kick a Skin Witch, so maybe having a Vicious Offering would be good. Next turn I'm tapping 5 mana for the Journey Mage, so. I guess if he taps 6 for Skin Witch and he just doesn't develop his board enough, and I'm probably going to kill him. But let's just think. So he probably has Skin Witch in his hand. If he taps 6 for Skin Witch here, he makes me discard 2 cards. If I played my land, I would discard Vicious Offering and Eviscerate maybe. Play this guy, bounces Skin Witch, hit him for 8. He goes to 6. He's still not in that much danger. If he untaps, plays like a Thallid Omnivore and something, I don't think a ton of my creatures kill his stuff, so they might like are dead but to Vicious Offering. So I'm just gonna pass like this. Because if he kicks Skin Witch, I am in a bit of trouble if I play my land out, because I would like to discard the land. And I'm not planning to use my 2 spells next turn. Ariel is fine. Servant is fine. Okay, change of plan. we are just going to kill the Ariel. Hit him like this. We know one of his cards is a Thallid Omnivore. Okay. Sure. And you can recast it. Okay. Now we'll start going. Okay. This, then bounce that. Put a ton of pressure on him. No chumping. Ariel's back. He has to kill my flyer. Oh, he didn't kill my flyer. He's dead. And that's the game. I think we played that pretty well. On to the finals. Yeah, no need to make any changes. Our deck has been running very smoothly. Things are going great. We've been getting good openers. I would like to play first. We'll keep this hand. Has a lot of lands, but we do have a lot of card draw in our deck. We have some expensive stuff. And mulliganing is just generally pretty bad. We have a double blue 2-drop that we might want to cast on turn 2, so we're going to lead with Island, obviously. That's a good draw. Going to keep Island, though. And we could syncopate something. Probably not going to syncopate his 2-drop, though. We can probably just take a couple hits if he plays a 2-drop. If he plays like a Spore Crown Thallid, we might get countered. Yeah, we don't really care about that. He's got a lot scarier things we could counter later. This is just blanked by any creature we draw. Which so far is none, but we can just take 2 a couple turns. Since we don't really have anything to do anyway. That is a bit scary. We're going to counter this one. We don't really... He'll have so much power on the board that if he has a removal spell in his hand, we're just screwed if we let that resolve. Oh, that's the worst possible one to draw. Oh well, if he attacks us, we trade back for 2. Then we can go Eviscerate into Lingering Phantasm. Phantom. Woodland Cemetery, fancy. Okie doke, yeah, we will probably... Oh yeah, we're going to Eviscerate one of those. That is a sneaky opponent. That is a busted start. This is actually a great draw. We can kill both of his tokens. It's kind of a bit huge because they're 3/3, so that was a great draw. That was probably our best possible draw, or one of them. Next turn, we'll slam our Lingering Phantom. Dang, that was really, 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 really clutch. He can't really attack. He doesn't want to trade him off. Then we can Eviscerate one. We can, after we play our Phantom. We'll block like this. Oh, man. The thing was if we double block, we get wrecked by other things. Like a Gift of Growth. So we can't, like, not block. Because we could have taken it, but that sounds really bad to me. Gotta play our Phantom and hope for the best. We could have eviscerated, but then we just waste some mana. And now if we draw a 3-drop, we can play both of them. This also holds back these. And we can block there and take 6. I was considering the double block, but if he has other commons than fungal infection, it works out quite poorly. If he has a Ancient Animus, Gift of Growth, Vicious Offering, I guess not. Yeah, Vicious Offering for sure. Joyous Familiar is fine. We will just do that. Make all of his stuff less scary. And then try to find a way to deal with his flyer. I will not be disappointed. I mean, like, if we lose to that start, then that's, like, expected. That's really bad for us. He's putting it on the flyer? Weird. Need a kill spell for that flyer. Yep, it happens. Huh. Well, now we know a little bit more about his deck. What to be afraid of, what to deal with. Oh, another Jousting lands, okay. Okie doke. Befuddle seems great. I don't know if we want all 3, but definitely want some befuddles. Phantom seems a bit weaker in this matchup. It seems a bit quicker than that. I think we're going to bring in a befuddle for the Phantom. Juggernaut's not as good here. You think divest? I mean, the cards we were scared of are the cards that are cheap to play, so I don't think we really want divest here. Maybe we take out a Naven. Naven seems horrific here for another befuddle. And then take out an opt for another creature. Run it like that. Because we did add a couple other cantrips. I think befuddle is really good just because he has Jousting Lance. I appear to be short on dudes. I do have a lot of card draw, though. Misty _. Also, welcome to the stream, Misty _. The thing to keep in mind is since I have so many like divinations and stuff, they draw me through my deck a little bit faster. We're going to keep this hand. We just need to draw 2 lands in a row, and we're all good. And on the bottom, I'm not going to play our Confessor for 1. Okie doke. Now if we find a land, we're in good shape. He's playing blue. Yeah, being light on creatures is a liability, but it's not like a huge deal because um, I'm going to be finding more of my creatures when I draw cards. So I'm going to play like a cheap dude and then be able to just hold back a bunch of his guys. Okay, we're kind of dead this game. Definitely kept a sketchy hand. We'll play that guy. So he's sided out of black. That's weird. Need an island on this turn and we're dead pretty much, I think. Island. Boom, let's go. Now we can threaten good double blocks on those guys. Like if we'd had our first hand against this hand, I think we could have beat it. Another land would be welcome. Land for Tolarian Scholar, please. Boom, let's go. So we can either go Scholar or Thallid. Maybe we just want to go Thallid, because that way we straight up trade for that guy. Thank you so much, Squidward Scissorhand, for the donation. You're a solid streamer. Well, thank you so much. I take that as a compliment. Yeah. Cool. Cool. The GP Sacramento Fund just grew a little bit larger. So which one do I want to play? I want to play the Thallid. It's got higher power. It can trade with this on its own. I'll be left with a token, which can help me block other things. I take 4, go to 7. I'll be left with 2 blockers, which can double block that. He might be horrifically color screwed. You never know. Now, this thing has a higher likelihood of surviving, and then I can maybe journey mate something. Oh no, he found his swamp. You've got to be kidding me. If he attacks all, it means he has a fungal infection. We block like that, or we could try to kill the 2/3. We'll block like this. Man. Ooh. I really want to draw land so I can Journey Mage his token. Then I can maybe find a way to kill his flyer. I'll be at 1. Ooh, holding up everything. Land. Ooh, Merfolk Trickster. That is a good one. Sure. I may be able to survive at 1. Dang, he attacked with everything. I needed him to not attack with this. I guess I messed that up. I should have just done this before combat, and then he can't attack with those, and I go to 1. My bad. Now I die to Xaxes. Dang, he got me. Oh, well, I messed that last play up, though. I'm kind of disappointed that I did that. I was thinking he might not attack for some reason, because like my only hope was that he wouldn't attack. But I mean, obviously he's going to attack if he can. Our deck was pretty solid, I think. The last round we lost more due to mana issues than anything. Game 1 we flooded out. Game 2, and he had a busted draw. Game 1, Game 2 we got a little bit mana screwed. We could have played a little bit better Game 2, but I think we sequenced our stuff pretty well. Like the Deathbloom Salad before the Tolarian Scholar. That was the finals indeed, Misty _. But anyway, if you are watching this on YouTube, that is going to do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to click that thumbs up and subscribe to get updates for whenever I post new content. Also, be sure to share the video with your friends. If you have any questions or comments about the draft or the gameplay or the build, be sure to leave those in the comments section down below, and I will happily respond with my thoughts or answers. If you would like to catch me streaming live, you can find me on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. There will be a link to that in the description down below. If you would like to connect with me on social media, you can find me on Twitter. Tweet me at NicolaiBolas. I post there whenever I go live, whenever I have a 3-year deck list, and whenever I have a new YouTube video. So be sure to find me there. But anyway, that is going to do it for this draft video. We didn't manage to get the trophy, but we got the 2-1, so we did pretty well. And yeah, but that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.